Phone ringing. 2:37 a.m. Emma groggily reaches for her phone, eyes barely open. The number is unknown, but something, instinct, maybe, tells her to answer. Emma, sleepy, annoyed. Hello? Man, deep, emotionless. I thought you should know he's cheating on you. Emma, instantly awake. What? Man, Ryan. Your husband. He's been sleeping with my wife. Emma, heart pounding. Who is this? Man, Daniel Carter. My wife is Olivia. Emma, shaking. I don't understand. Why are you calling me? Daniel, calm, calculated, because I thought you deserved to know the truth before they get away with it. Emma, no. You're lying. Ryan wouldn't. He wouldn't do that to me. Daniel, scoffs. Check his messages. His calendar. Ask him where he was last Friday night. I bet he told you he was working late. Emma fumbles for her husband's phone on the nightstand. Locked. Her own fingers tremble as she unlocks hers, opening their shared cloud account. A few swipes, and her stomach drops. Emma, voice cracking. The Parkwood Hotel. Daniel, quietly. Suite 712. Same place they've been meeting for months. Emma, no. Daniel, I know it hurts. Emma, whispers, how do you know all this? Daniel, because I hired a PI. I found out 2 weeks ago. Olivia thinks I'm out of town. She doesn't know I know. Emma, stunned silence. Daniel, I could have confronted them, but I didn't. Because if I'm going to destroy them, I want to do it right. Emma, sharp inhale. Destroy them? Daniel, not just an argument, not just divorce papers. I want them to lose everything. Emma, cold, bitter laugh. And you think I'll help you? Daniel, soft chuckle. You just found out your husband is cheating. In about 5 minutes, the pain will turn into rage. And after that, we'll talk. Silence. Emma grips the phone tightly, staring at the evidence in front of her. Her hands no longer shake. Her voice, when she speaks again, is steady. Emma, where do we start? Emma sits on the edge of the bed, staring at the messages, pictures, and hotel confirmations on her screen. Her world is crumbling, but instead of crying, she feels something else, something dark and sharp building inside her. Emma, quietly, where do we start? Daniel, a pause, then approving. Good. Meet me tomorrow. We'll talk in person. Emma, where? Daniel, Harlow's Cafe. 3 p.m. Corner booth. Emma, hesitant. How do I know I can trust you? Daniel, you don't. But we have a common enemy, and that's enough for now. Click. The call ends. Emma sits in silence, her grip on the phone tightening. The next day, Harlow's Cafe. Emma arrives at the cafe, wearing sunglasses, her coat wrapped tightly around her. She spots a tall man in a dark suit sitting in the corner, staring at his untouched coffee. Daniel Carter. He looks exactly like the photos she found of Olivia's husband, handsome but severe, with sharp eyes that miss nothing. Daniel, as she sits, right on time. Emma, folding her arms, you said you had a plan. Daniel, I do. But first, are you sure you want in? Emma, glaring, I didn't come here for coffee. Daniel, smirks, all right then. He pulls out a sleek folder and slides it across the table. Emma hesitates before opening it. Inside are photos, Ryan and Olivia in the hotel, in a car, in a restaurant. Even worse, there are bank statements, transactions, expensive gifts. Proof that Ryan has been funneling money into Olivia's account. Emma, furious. So not only is he cheating, but he's using our money to do it. Daniel, seems so. My PI dug up everything. They're careless. Sloppy. Emma, flipping through the documents. And your wife? Daniel, coldly. She thinks she's in love. Emma? And Ryan? Daniel, leans in. According to my sources, he's planning to propose to her. Emma, stunned. He's married to me. Daniel, nods, not for long. He's already been setting up separate accounts, slowly moving assets. He's getting ready to leave you. Emma's hands tremble as she clenches the folder shut. A slow, burning anger spreads through her. Emma, I want to ruin him. Daniel, smiling slightly. Now we're talking. Emma, what's your plan? Daniel, we make them suffer the way they made us suffer. Financially, emotionally. We strip them of everything before they even see it coming. Emma, narrowing her eyes. And how do we do that? Daniel, simple. We let them think they've won. And then we take it all away. Emma, leaning in. You said we let them think they've won. What does that mean? Daniel, calm, calculating. It means we don't confront them. Not yet. We act like nothing has changed. We smile. We kiss them goodnight. We let them dig their own graves while we set the trap. Emma, clenching her jaw, how long? Daniel, a few weeks. Maybe a month. Just enough time for them to think they've gotten away with it. Emma, sarcastic, oh great. I get to pretend to love a cheating bastard. Daniel, think of it as a role. The betrayed wife who has no idea her husband is about to ruin her life. Emma, shaking her head, I don't know if I can stomach it. Daniel, lowering his voice, then think about what he's done to you. He's been stealing your money, lying to your face, and preparing to throw you away like you're nothing. Do you want to give him the satisfaction of walking away without consequences? Emma exhales sharply. The rage inside her burns brighter.
No.
Ryan won't get away with this. Emma, steely, tell me what I need to do. Daniel, smirks, that's more like it. Step 1. Control the money. Over the next few days, Emma follows Daniel's instructions to the letter. She doesn't act suspicious. She doesn't ask questions. But behind the scenes, she quietly starts taking control. She visits a lawyer, one Daniel recommended, who helps her move her personal assets out of Ryan's reach. She removes his name from joint accounts. She changes passwords. She transfers money to a hidden account. And she does it all without him noticing. At the same time, Daniel is doing the same. He freezes Olivia's credit cards, transfers shared assets under his name, and begins setting up legal grounds for a brutal divorce. Step 2. Plant the seeds of doubt. Emma and Daniel start feeding small lies into their spouses' lives, subtle things to make Ryan and Olivia paranoid. Emma accidentally leaves a fake message open on her phone, one that hints at a secret inheritance. Daniel casually mentions to Olivia that he's thinking of retiring and moving away. Emma starts staying out late, ignoring Ryan's texts, making him uneasy. Daniel drops hints about a high-risk financial investment Olivia had no idea about, making her question how much she really knows about him. Slowly, Ryan and Olivia begin to grow suspicious of each other. And that's exactly what Emma and Daniel want. Step 3. The grand reveal. 3 weeks later, Emma is sitting at home when Ryan comes in late. She's holding a wine glass, calm, collected. Ryan, kissing her cheek. Hey, babe. Long day. Emma, smiling. Oh, I bet. She watches as he moves around, looking tired, probably from his affair. She waits until he's comfortable before speaking. Emma, casual. Oh, by the way, a lawyer called today. Ryan, freezing, a lawyer?
Emma? Yeah.
Something about a property transfer. Ryan, forcing a laugh. Oh, must be a mistake. Emma, tilting her head, strange. He said you were moving money. That can't be right, can it? Ryan's face turns pale. He opens his mouth, but Emma cuts him off. Emma, I mean, it's not like you'd be planning to leave me and start a new life with someone else. Right, Ryan? Silence. Ryan swallows hard. Emma, leaning forward, don't worry. I already took care of it. Ryan, whispering. Took care of what? Emma, smirks, everything. Our accounts, our assets. You wanted to leave me? Well, surprise, babe. You're leaving with nothing. Ryan's eyes widen in shock. He scrambles for his phone, only to find his bank accounts frozen. His investments drained. His financial safety net gone. Ryan, panicking. What the hell did you do? Emma, sipping her wine. Oh, don't worry. I just made sure you got exactly what you deserved. Before Ryan can respond, his phone buzzes. A message from Olivia. Emma already knows what it says. Olivia, Ryan, we're screwed. Daniel found everything. He took everything. I don't know what to do. Ryan stares at the screen, horrified. And Emma? She just smiles. Emma, softly. Good luck, Ryan. 1 month later, Emma and Daniel meet one last time at Harlow's cafe. Daniel, grinning, Ryan's bankrupt. Olivia's begging for a lawyer. And we won. Emma, laughing softly. We did. Daniel, raising his coffee. To new beginnings? Emma, clinking her glass. To revenge. And with that, they walk away. No longer the betrayed, but the victors. It's been a week since Emma and Daniel ruined Ryan and Olivia. They haven't spoken since, but Emma finds herself thinking about him more than she should. She tells herself it's just the bond of revenge, that they were in this together. But deep down, she knows better. Her phone vibrates. A message from Daniel. Daniel, drinks tonight? One last celebration? Emma hesitates for a second, then types back. 8 p.m. That rooftop bar you like. That night, the rooftop bar. Emma walks in, dressed in a sleek black dress, feeling lighter than she has in months. Daniel is already there, 2 drinks in front of him. He looks up as she approaches, a rare smile tugging at his lips. Daniel, you look happy. Emma, smirking. Freedom looks good on me, I guess. Daniel, that it does. They clink glasses, the city lights reflecting in their drinks. For a moment, they just sit there, enjoying the victory. But then, Emma notices something. Daniel is staring at her differently. Less like a partner in crime, more like a man seeing a woman for the first time. Emma, teasing, what? You look like you have something to say. Daniel, chuckles, I do. But I'm debating if I should. Emma, oh, now I have to know. Daniel, leaning in slightly, all right. I was just thinking, I didn't expect to meet someone like you through all of this. Emma's heart skips. She forces herself to stay playful, to ignore the heat creeping up her neck. Emma, someone like me? Daniel, watching her, smart, fearless, a little dangerous. Emma laughs, wow. That almost sounded like a compliment. Daniel, grinning, it was. But don't let it go to your head. They sit in comfortable silence for a moment. The weight of their shared experience lingers between them. Then, Daniel speaks again, softer this time. Daniel, you know, we don't have to walk away from this alone. Emma, raising an eyebrow, are you saying we should keep ruining people's lives together? Daniel laughs. No, but we were a good team. Emma, we were. Daniel, watching her closely. Maybe we still could be. Emma feels her pulse quicken. She should say something sarcastic, brush it off like she always does. But for once, she doesn't want to. Emma, softly, are you asking me out, Daniel Carter? Daniel, smirking, maybe. Emma leans back, pretending to think. Emma, well, I guess I do have a thing for dangerous men. Daniel, chuckling, then I guess I'm in luck. And for the first time in months, Emma doesn't feel like someone who lost everything. She feels like someone who just found something new, something unexpected, something worth exploring. The rooftop bar hums with soft jazz, the city stretching out beneath them. Emma knows she should leave. This was just a celebration, nothing more. But something keeps her there. Or maybe it's someone. Daniel is watching her, his expression unreadable, but there's a heat in his gaze that wasn't there before. Or maybe Emma just never let herself see it until now. Emma, playfully, you keep staring at me like that, and I'll start thinking you actually like me. Daniel smirks, and if I do? Emma's breath catches. She wasn't expecting him to say it so bluntly. She tries to laugh it off, but Daniel leans in just a little, his voice low. Daniel, you and I, oh, we make sense, don't we? Emma, tilting her head. Because we got revenge together? Daniel, because you understand me. And I understand you. His words make something twist in her chest. For months, she'd felt alone, trapped in a web of lies, betrayed by the one person she trusted. But with Daniel, it was different. They were equals, survivors, and maybe, just maybe, something more. Emma doesn't answer. Instead, she takes a slow sip of her drink, letting the silence stretch. Daniel watches her, patient, waiting. Emma, softly, I don't do complicated. Daniel, grinning, good thing this feels simple. And just like that, the air shifts between them. Emma sees the invitation in his eyes, the challenge. She could walk away right now, keep things neat and untangled. Or she could take a step closer, cross a line she can't uncross. She sets down her glass. Emma, you live close? Daniel's smirk deepens. He stands, holding out a hand. Emma hesitates for only a second before taking it. The second they step inside, Emma barely has time to take in her surroundings before Daniel pulls her against him. His hands are firm on her waist, his breath warm against her skin. He doesn't kiss her right away. He just looks at her, like he's memorizing the moment, like he's making sure she wants this too. Daniel, low voice, tell me to stop, and I will. Emma doesn't. Instead, she slides her hands up his chest, fingers curling around his collar. Emma, whispering, shut up and kiss me. And he does. The kiss is slow at first, teasing, testing. But then Emma pulls him closer, and suddenly, it's all heat and urgency. It's months of tension, of unspoken words, of stolen glances finally unleashed. Daniel lifts her effortlessly, her legs wrapping around his waist as he carries her across the room. He presses her against the wall, his mouth tracing a path down her jaw, her neck, making her shiver. Emma, breathless, you're taking your time. Daniel, grinning against her skin, I've waited long enough. I plan on enjoying this. And he does. That night, Daniel doesn't just claim her body. He claims every broken, jagged piece of her heart. And for the first time in a long time, Emma lets someone in. Emma wakes up tangled in crisp white sheets, sunlight streaming through the window. Daniel is beside her, already awake, watching her with a lazy smirk. Daniel, you're staring. Emma, rolling her eyes, you're the one watching me sleep, creep. Daniel, chuckling guilty. But in my defense, you look good in my bed. Emma shakes her head, but she doesn't move away. For once, she doesn't feel the urge to run. Maybe this doesn't have to be just a night. Maybe this could be something more. Daniel reaches over, brushing a strand of hair from her face. His touch is softer than she expected. Daniel, so what happens now? Emma, smirking, you make me coffee. And then, maybe we see where this goes. Daniel, grinning, deal. And just like that, revenge isn't the only thing keeping them together anymore. Days turn into weeks. Emma and Daniel never officially define what they are, but they don't need to. It's in the way he pulls her closer in the middle of the night, in the way she teases him but never truly leaves, in the way they just fit together. It's a Saturday morning, and Emma wakes up to the smell of coffee. She stretches, rolling over in bed, only to find Daniel missing. She follows the scent to the kitchen, where he's making breakfast, shirtless, wearing nothing but sweatpants, his hair a mess. Emma, smirking, look at you, all domestic. Daniel, glancing at her, look at you, still in my shirt. She looks down and realizes she is, in fact, wearing his button-up from last night. She shrugs, stealing a piece of toast from his plate. Emma, it's comfortable. Daniel, uh-huh. Leans in. Or maybe you just like smelling like me. Emma, rolling her eyes, and there it is, the ego. Daniel chuckles, but doesn't argue. Instead, he hands her a cup of coffee just the way she likes it, black, no sugar. Daniel, plans today? Emma, taking a sip, depends. Are you going to try and make me do something ridiculous, like go on a real date? Daniel, grinning, I was thinking something low-key. No grand gestures. Emma, raising an eyebrow. Go on.
Daniel, a drive.
No destination. Just us, good music, and whatever trouble we find along the way. Emma hates how easily he makes her smile. She pretends to think about it, just to mess with him. Emma, sounds risky. What if I get bored? Daniel, then I guess I'll just have to keep you entertained. His voice drops slightly, his eyes dark with meaning. Emma shivers, not from the cold, but from the way he looks at her like he already knows exactly how to keep her entertained. Emma, grinning, fine. But I'm picking the playlist. Daniel, mock sighing, knew there'd be a catch. But he doesn't complain when she kisses him right after. Later that day, they hit the road. Windows down, the wind in their hair, and music blasting as Emma sings terribly on purpose, just to annoy Daniel. Daniel, groaning. Emma, please. You're murdering that song. Emma, dramatic. It's called artistic expression. Daniel, it's called a crime against humanity. She laughs, kicking her feet up on the dashboard, and Daniel looks at her like she's the only thing worth watching. She catches him staring and smirks. Emma, you're looking at me like you like me or something. Daniel, softly, maybe I do. The joking stops. The air shifts. Emma's heart stumbles in her chest. For a moment, she doesn't know what to say. But then, she reaches over, lacing her fingers with his on the gear shift. Emma, quietly, maybe I do too. And just like that, it's real. That night, back at Daniel's apartment, they sit on his balcony, sharing a bottle of wine. The city hums below them, but all Emma can hear is the steady rhythm of Daniel's breathing beside her. Daniel, you ever think about what's next? Emma, raising an eyebrow. For us? Daniel, for you. For me. For this. Emma doesn't answer right away. She thinks about the life she had before, the lies, the betrayal, the heartbreak. And then she thinks about now. About Daniel. About how, for the first time in a long time, she doesn't feel like she's just surviving. Emma, softly, I don't know. But for the first time, I want to find out. Daniel watches her for a long moment, then leans in, brushing his lips against hers, slow, unhurried, like they have all the time in the world. Daniel, then let's find out together. And just like that, revenge is no longer what ties them together. Love is. Months pass, and what started as an unexpected partnership in revenge slowly turns into something deeper. Neither Emma nor Daniel says the word love out loud, but it's there. In the way they move through each other's lives like they belong, in the stolen touches, in the quiet moments when no one's watching. It's a rainy evening when it happens. Emma and Daniel are curled up on his couch, a movie playing in the background, though neither of them is really paying attention. Daniel shifts, turning to face her, his fingers tracing light circles on her wrist. He looks at her like she's something fragile, something precious. Emma, who has always been so good at guarding her heart, feels her defenses slip. Daniel, softly, you ever wonder what would have happened if you hadn't picked up that call? Emma, smirking, I'd probably still be crying over that cheating bastard. Daniel laughs. Yeah, well, I'm glad you didn't. Emma looks at him, really looks at him, and something inside her clicks into place. For the first time, she realizes, this is it. He is it. Emma, quietly, I'm glad too. There's something about the way she says it, something in her tone, that makes Daniel pause. He studies her for a moment before speaking again, his voice softer this time. Daniel, stay. Emma, I always do. Daniel. No, I mean stay for good. Her breath catches. The weight of his words sinks in. He's not just asking her to stay the night. He's asking for more. A future. A life together. Emma swallows hard. She's never been the type to settle down. Never thought she wanted to. But looking at Daniel, she knows this isn't settling. This is choosing. Emma, whispering, okay. Daniel exhales like he's been holding his breath for years. And then he's kissing her, slow and deep, like he's sealing a promise. And maybe he is. Weeks later, Emma moves in. It's not a grand event, just a quiet decision that feels right. Her things start appearing in his apartment. A sweater draped over the couch, her favorite mug in the kitchen, her scent lingering in his bed. One evening, as she folds her clothes into his drawers, Daniel leans against the doorframe, watching her with a lazy grin. Daniel, you know this means you're stuck with me, right? Emma, grinning, I think I'll survive. And she does. But for the first time, she's not just surviving, she's living. And for the first time, she's not alone. 1 year later, on a quiet evening, Emma's phone rings. She glances at the screen, frowning at the unknown number. Daniel, beside her, raises an eyebrow. Daniel, are you gonna answer that? Emma, smirking, what's the worst that could happen? She picks up. And just like that, their story begins again, but this time, it's not about revenge. It's about the life they built together, one unexpected call at a time.